Most traders don't lose because their entries are bad. They lose because they misread the change in trend. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to read when a trend is likely to continue or is about to change. And I'm going to do this in just 4 simple steps. Now, let's just jump straight over to step 1. Okay, so step 1 is actually quite simple. Some of you might have already heard of a change of character, and some of you might have already heard of a breakout structure. But honestly, just make sure you're listening in, because maybe you'll hear something that you haven't quite heard before. Maybe I'll teach you it in a different way that could help you understand it a little bit better. Now, most of the time, traders get it wrong. They read the change of character wrong, putting them on the wrong side of the markets. Now, a change of character simply is a change in trend. It's where you go from bullish to bearish, or from bearish to bullish. In this example here, we've got a high, we've got a low, we've got a lower high, it's lower than the previous high, and then we've got a lower low. This is a continuation. This is a break of structure. We're putting in lower lows and lower highs. But then we take the swing high and we put in a new high. Okay? Now this is a change of character. Why is it a change of character? Because we've changed trend. It's that simple. We've gone from bearish to bullish. Now break of structure, like I just said here, is a continuation. We have a high, a low, a lower high, because it's lower than the previous high, a lower low, break of structure, a lower high, and a break of structure. It's that simple, okay? The first step to even understanding how to read a trend, how to know when it's going to continue, how to know when it's going to change, is by understanding a change of character versus a break of structure. Now, a lot of people place this wrong. So the second part of the video is going to be how to correctly place a change of character. Now, if you was here and you was to look at this piece of price, right? The very simple form. Where would you place your change of character? Okay? Well, I'll show you exactly where to place it, because some people would actually get it wrong. So if we go from a high to a low, to a lower high, to a lower low, to a lower high, to a lower low, to a higher high, where is the change of character in here? The change of character is here. Okay? Now bear with me, because I'm going to walk you through this fast, and then I'm going to take you straight to the markets. And I'm also going to show you how to spot a fake change of character. Okay? This new high then puts in this low, and this low puts in this new high. This is now a break of structure, because it's a continuation of the change that just happened, the change of character. So this was the change of character, and then price pulled back, and we had a continuation to the upside. Now, where does the next change of character come? Let's map it out. This high puts in this low, and this low puts in this high. But where's the problem here? I will tell you where the problem is, where some people would get it wrong, okay? The actual problem is this is the swing low, okay, that put in this swing high. So we're actually trading right now in between this low and this high. So where's the change of character? The change of character can only happen once we take this low. It can't happen here, and it can't happen up here. If price was to take this high, it's a break of structure. When price takes this low, it's internal. This is just internal structure. These are our swing points. These are internal. The trend right now is still bullish, okay? This is internal structure. Some people would place this as the change of character, okay? But that would be wrong. That wouldn't be a correct change of character. The change of character is when the trend changes from bullish to bearish. And because we're in a bullish trend right now, and this is the swing low, and this is the swing high, the trend changes when this swing low gets taken. So that is our change of character. Now, where is the swing high? The swing high stays here. This is still internal structure, okay? Then this high puts in this low. This low then trades up, reverses, puts in a new low, okay? This is a break of structure. It's not a change of character, it's a break of structure, because it's a continuation from this change here. Where's the new high? Well, the new high is the highest point that this low put in place. So the new high is here, okay? That's how to correctly place a change of character in a very simple form. Step number 3, how to avoid a fake change of character. This is one of the reasons why many people fail with their entries, okay? Because they're placing a change of character in the wrong place, and then they get wrecked. So it's very simple as well. Let me take you through it right now. We're going to start with this low, and this high, and this higher low. Why is it higher? Because it's higher than the previous low. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Very simple. We are in an uptrend right now. So every break of the high is just a break of structure, okay? Because we are just in an uptrend. So every break of this high is just a break of structure. Now, because the structure right now looks very simple, it's very easy to read it. But what actually happens inside of a full range? We have structure that looks like this. Pulls back, pulls up, pulls back, pulls up, pulls back, pulls up, right? And where a lot of people get this wrong then is they start reading these internal pieces of structure as the trend. And then they get wrecked. And let me show you why. Because we know that after this break of structure to the upside, this high put in this new higher low. And it was this low that put in the new high. So we know the swing, this is the swing low, and this is the swing high. And anything inside of here is internal structure. So if I was to just take a box to make it easier, right, and drag it from the low to the high and pull it across, anything inside of this box is internal structure. And then what happens? People don't realize that, and they start reading the structure like this. So this high puts in this low puts in this high. This swing high then puts in this low, okay? That looks like a change of character to me. You know, we've just gone from bullish to bearish. So people start placing this as a change of character. Then because they think that's a change of character, they think, okay, I'm going to enter in here. And then what happens? Price trades straight through it. And the change of character didn't work because it was internal structure and it was never a change of character. Price stayed bullish the whole time. Then price comes up, takes the high. They think this is the change of character, okay? So they look at this as a change of character again. And we're still internal of this range. And then price trades down, takes the low. And they're thinking, okay, we've had another change of character. And the problem is the whole time, all of these change of characters are what I call a fake change of character, because it was all internal structure, okay? So that's how to spot a fake. The most important thing here is that we know how to correctly read the swing points, so we know how to correctly place the change of character, okay? When does the change of character actually happen? When this swing low goes. So now price has took this swing low, okay? This is a change of character. And let's have a look what it would look like again, all right? So this now becomes a change of character. We go from bullish to bearish because we took the swing low. Now what happens? Well, we're trading from this high that put in the change of character. So we're still within this range and we're trading within this low, okay? Now we change character, we put in a new low and we started having a pullback. So this is the low. I know that because the trend has gone from bullish to bearish, that I should be looking for shorts. But where do people make mistakes again? Well, again, we've just shifted as a change of character. We put this low in place. We put the new high. People then put this as a higher low, then a higher high. And they see a change of character, okay? What does this change of character then do? This change of character signals people buying. They start trying to buy. They do it again. And then price melts before it even takes a swing high and continues the bearish trend. Because, in fact, CHoCH, the change of character was actually up here. If price had continued and took this high, it would have been a change of character. But price continued to the downside. So what can we expect to happen then? This is all internal. Well, we know that this is the highest point that put in this new low, right? So this was the highest point after the pullback that put in this new low. So the swing high moves to here, and the swing low moves to here. Now, if this swing high goes, this becomes the change of character. Nothing inside of this range, no internal structure inside of this range is a change of character. This is not going from bearish to bullish. So this is how to avoid a fake CHoCH. Now what I will do is I will actually take you to the live markets and take you over price action and show you how many times a fake CHoCH actually shows itself and how many times a real CHoCH does. And you'll then see why so many people get on the wrong side of the markets by taking the wrong change of character. So let's just go from here, from this high to this low to this high. We know right now this high is put in this low and this low then put in this new high. We know that we're in a bullish trend, okay? We're actually in a bullish trend right now. So this is just a breaker structure. Now, if we was to use the box method that I just said, we were to go from this low that put in the high and drag this across, only if we break out of the low is that a change of character. And if we break out of the high, it's a continuation. So what actually happens? Well, we break the low, okay? So we have an actual change of character here. This is a change of character. We are going from bullish to bearish, right? So this is change of character. We've just gone from bullish to bearish. Now, after this change of character, where is the low? Well, price goes from this high straight through this low, continues here until we have a reversal. Then price reverses from here. So this is the new swing low, okay? Then this swing low puts in this high before it continues and takes the low. So where's the highest point after we took this low? The highest point is here because it's this low that put in this high. So this is the highest point. So this becomes the new swing high and this is the swing low. So at this point, we're trading from this high to this low. You can see price then reverses, continues straight to the downside, causing a break of structure. So a continuation of the trend. We've gone from bullish to bearish, and now we're continuing the bearish trend. This high then puts in this low. This is the lowest point that this high put in before we had a pullback. And then we had the pullback, okay, confirmed. So this low then becomes our new swing low. And this high stays our swing high. So right now we're trading within this high and this low. So if we know that we are trading right now from this high to this low, and this is our range, this in here This is all internal structure. This is where people get it a little bit wrong. People would see this high, this low, and I think, okay, that's a change of character right there. We've just gone from bearish back to bullish. Now, let me look at starting to try to take entries in here. Let me take this area here. Let me look to take an entry and price trades straight through it, okay? Then we're thinking, okay, price has just broke structure to the downside now. We just traded through that area. Let me take this low, drag that across. That's my new change of character. So then, price then puts in this new low, has a change of character, and then we're going to start looking for entries from here. And what happens? Price trades through and wicks it out. But then on the way up, here's another thing that people start getting confused again. And I've seen it all happen. We put in this new low. Cool. Price then pulls to the upside, puts in this internal high, then has a reversal, puts in these equal lows, and people start seeing a shift from here. People think, okay, price looks like it might be going bullish again. Then we trade straight through that, and then they start looking for buys in here. And the problem is this whole time, structure's been bearish, and we're trading from this high to this low. And everything in here is just internal structure. Now, you can use it to your advantage. You can use internal structure to your advantage, of course. If I know I'm in a bearish trend, and I know this is the swing high and this is the swing low, well, I can use this change of character here to know that we're likely shifting back to bearish, and we're likely to continue to the downside. You can use these things, but you can't use them to take entries. Now, let's just continue that, right? We can see that we actually have a break of structure to the downside. So you can see we continue. We had a change of character up here. We've had a break of structure. We've had a break of structure again. This was the low that put in the highest point. Now, where is that highest point? Where does the new swing high come? Okay, well, if we go from this low, we just look for the highest point. The highest point is here. So let's remove this internal structure so it's a little bit less confusing. Or let me just make it a different color. Okay, red is internal. And then this bluish green, whatever if you want to say it, is going to be our swing points. So this was the highest point after this lowest point place. This low pulled back, and this was the highest point I put in. So the swing high then moves to here. Where's the lowest point from this swing high? Well, this swing high put in this new low. Okay, this swing high broke structure to the downside and put in this low. So this becomes a swing low. Okay, so we're trading within this swing high and this swing low. So anything inside of here is internal structure. So let's say we then put in this high, we put this low in, then we put a new high in. Okay, people see this high, because it broke this high, as a change of character, because we just went from bearish to bullish. So they look at this as a change of character. And then what happens? Because we're still bearish, and this is just an internal shift, they start taking entries from in here, and they get wrecked, okay? Because it's a fake change of character. Again, it's internal. So what are we actually expecting to happen? Well, we're in a bearish trend. We're not expecting price to trade to the upside, so we shouldn't be taking longs. We're expecting price to continue and take this low. What happens? Price continues to the downside and takes this low, continuing the trend, which is a break of structure, a continuation. Now, this is the lowest point after the break, and this low put in this high. So now the trend's gone small again. This is the swing high. Only is this a swing high though once this swing low goes. I'm just marking it out because we can see it, right? What we do know, let's say we didn't see the high yet, is this new low that was put in becomes a swing low, okay? We know that already. Where was the most recent high that put in this low? Well, price put in this low, pulled back to here, and then put in this new low. So the new swing high is here. Okay? So once this low is put in place, price can actually trade like this. Okay? And then continue. Because the swing high is here. So anything from this high to this low is within the swing range, right? So anything within here is internal structure. But what actually happens in this case? Price pulls up, price breaks structure to the downside, has a pull back, and just continues straight away, causing another break of structure, making the trend a lot smaller now. So if we was to look at that, once this low put in this high, and then this high put in this new low, this becomes the new swing high, and this becomes a break of structure. Just a continuation of trend again. Then this high put in this low put in this high, then put in this low. These are just continuations. This low put in this high. Okay, it's very simple. When this high puts in this low and then has a pullback, we're trading from this high to this low, right? Anything inside this box is internal. When this low then puts in this high and we continue to the downside and put in a new low, breaking structure here, this becomes our new swing high. Now it's this high, okay? This high then puts in this low. When this new low has a pullback And then this high reverses and puts in a new low, breaking structure to the downside. This becomes the new swing high. Now, this is where it can also get a little bit tricky for some people as well. We see price broke to the downside here, right? Which is a breaker structure. But there's no pullback in here. Now, why is there no pullback in here? I'll be honest with you. Why? Because you can't have a pullback with just one candle. There's no pullback in here. So actually, this swing high stays here. We break structure to the downside, but this high puts in this low all the way down here. It's none of these, okay? It's this low down here. You can't have a swing point as one candle, okay? I have a set of rules that tell me whether there is a pullback or not, and there is no pullback in here. So we know that this high put in this low. So right now, the new range is this low. This is the swing low. This is the lowest point that this high put in, and this is the swing high. So we're trading within this range, okay? Now what happens? Price comes to the upside and takes this high. So what is this? This is the change of character. This is the first change of character to the upside in this whole trend. We went from bullish, we shifted from bullish to bearish, and we stayed bearish this whole time. And there's a lot of people that would have caught buys in all these areas that would have got wrecked. Now we have officially gone from bearish to bullish with this change of character. Then we can expect higher prices, which is what happens. Price then puts in this high from this low, change of character. This low then has a reversal, pulls back. That's a full pullback for us. So this becomes a swing high. And this becomes the swing low only once it's took the high. So we've had a pullback, price continues to the upside, giving us a breaker structure. So we've had a change of character to the side, now with the break structure, we're continuing the new bullish trend, okay? Where is the highest point that this low put in place? Well, that is here. Why is it not here? Because there was no candle close. It's only a wick. There has to be a candle close. Now, if price had pulled back here, put in a new high and a candle closed above this high, it would have been this high, this low to this high. But because price didn't put in a candle close, this doesn't become a high. This does. So now we're trading from this high to this low. And what actually happens? We broke structure to the downside. We broke this low, this swing low. And that is a change of character. So we've just gone from bullish again to bearish. And we respect the trend. It's that simple, guys. That is the full walkthrough of the price action that is in front of us, showing you how to correctly spot your change of character and how to avoid the fake ones. This shows you exactly how to read the trend.